Millions of years ago, the African and Eurasian plates crashed into each other, creating one of the most dramatic mountain ranges in the world, the Alps. Awe-inspiring mountains that rise more than 4,500 meters above sea level. Trying to cross them is no ordinary adventure, but these are no ordinary people. To glide down here and land in the sea is something you already had in your mind in Salzburg at the start, and finally you did it after 9.5 very hard days. That's, how should I describe it? Maybe we can talk in half a year again, then I might know how to describe it. It's been called the most audacious adventure race in the world. 30 athletes from 23 countries will attempt to cross the length of the Alps. They must either fly by paraglider or walk, carrying their heavy flying equipment on their backs. Each athlete has a supporter, but they have to travel under their own steam at all times. And the competition never stops. Day or night, whatever the weather, the race continues until the first athlete arrives in Monaco. Then the others have just 48 hours to make it to the finish. Battling exhaustion, pains, injuries, and extreme winds, only the toughest will survive. Welcome to the Red Bull X Alps 2009. This is a one-of-a-kind race and attracts a very special breed of athletes.
It's an adventure. It's just the freedom to have a little pack and just walk up a mountain and fly as far as you can, and then in the day fold up the wing and keep on going.
I think the Red Bull X Alps is the perfect game. One thing I look forward to is having one single focus, which is rare in life. There's so many distractions normally in life. It's the beauty of this race is you focus on getting to Monaco as efficiently as possible.
Es sind keine Etappen, es sind keine Pausen da.
We're not talking about stages and not talking about breaks. That's the hard thing. After some time, also the lack of sleep is what affects your flying, because you should be concentrated at the start and well rested. And here you reach the limit and need to decide if you and your body are able to fly or not.
Wie ist auch der körperliche Zustand, dass man das irgendwie nur so einschätzen kann.
And these three limits, the body, the amount of sleep, and your glider. You play with that, and to get the maximum out of it without going over the limit. That makes the event so special. Salzburg, Austria, July the 19th, 2009. The sophisticated town plays host to the start of what will be a brutal 818-kilometer race.
The weather is it's looking very unstable. There's some dark clouds coming up now. It looked very good in the morning, but like I said, it could rain at midday, so that's when the athletes arrive on the takeoff. But it's you know, it's hard to say now what's going to happen.
Tension rises as the seconds tick by. If the athletes can't fly, they must walk, and overcast skies mean one thing: a hard slog on foot for the opening day of the race. It's not what the athletes had hoped for. At 11:30, the athletes burst out of Mozartplatz, and the street battle ensues as they race to be the very first out of the city and up on the first turn point, the Geisberg Mountain. Raging Romanian Toma Cocania takes the first lead. And he is the first to cross the Staatsbrücke, closely followed by the other participants. Hannes Arch is the brain behind the event.
Red Bull X Alps, the idea comes from the paragliding scene. Actually, in former days, just people went up there, walked into the mountains and flew down there. And that basic idea we did Red Bull X Alps the first time in 2003. Now it's the 4th edition, and I think it's really a pure adventure. Then the challenge starts already. They have to walk up or run up the Geisberg. It's the first turn point, and there's already the first challenge because it's the Salzburg Land Geisberg König, the Salzburg Land Geisberg King, and the one who is first up there gets already a cool prize.
43-year-old Pia Carter is the surprise winner of the Salzburg Land Geisberg King title. The athletes waste no time in preparing and launching their paragliders. With no lift, they simply glide as far as they can towards the Watzmann in Germany, the second turn point which they have to round before Austria's Großglockner.
Then the first big distance, it goes down to Italy, down to the Marmolada. Once they did Marmolada, their next turn point is, it's I think the most challenging turn point. It's the so-called Matterhorn. Then it goes around Mont Blanc, and you have to really know what's going on. And then sure, the last turn point comes. Just imagine walking for days and nights, you know, and I think just their motivation drives them to reach finally Mont Gros. And that's a big thing because Mont Gros, you have to climb from the back. You don't see the Mediterranean Sea. You come up to Mont Gros, and to have all the pain behind you, only a handful of athletes can dream of that, because it will not be a lot reaching the goal, standing on Mont Gros and being in Monaco.
In 2005, the Austrian Christian Amon had to quit on the very first day. He's participating for the second time this year, and he's super motivated. Super, perfect. If it stays like that, then it works. No break for food, just one goal in mind.
Just a couple of kilometers left to the Watzmann.
However, some already face problems after the first hiking sections.
Not very well. I'm very tired. I have a problem in the foot, the right foot.
Through the evening, Thomas Kokonier maintains his lead, but Christian Amon and Michael Gebert are close behind. That doesn't look too good. Amon obviously has a problem.
Ja, ich war seit dem Start in Salzburg mit Christian Amon beieinander.
Since the start, I was together with Christian Amon, and everything went pretty well, and somehow he injured his foot when we ran through a mountain bike track. It doesn't look good for him already on the first day, and that's hard after that long preparation.
Wenn das schon am ersten Tag so ist, das ist natürlich nie schön nach der ganzen Vorbereitung und der langen Zeit.
Irgendwie mag ich das X-Alps nicht so.
Somehow, X-Alps doesn't like me. It's a curse. I don't know. I don't understand. Race leaders refuel before setting off to hike long into the night through Germany's Berchtesgaden National Park. Their next objective is Austria's highest peak, the Großglockner. While some leave on foot again, like Heli Eichholzer from Austria, defending champion Alex Hofer has a different idea. He stuns his competitors by flying to their east. Soaring the slopes effortlessly through the evening, he takes the lead. In response, Kokonier simply picks up the pace. The 33-year-old has participated in each edition so far. He doesn't need to check the routes, as some others have to. Third-placed Gebert has no other choice. He must try to keep up. As must Martin Müller and Honza Remanek. Day one ends. The second day dawns, and the Romanian is already on the run again, almost hurrying.
No, Toma never wait, never stops. He just run and go on.
Cockanier finished second overall in 2007. This year he becomes the Salzburg Land Glockner King.
I sleep, bad sleep, 3 hours.
Little sleep, but it's good flying weather. Athletes hunt for spots to launch from. Müller hikes up high on an easterly face with the Großglockner to his north. After searching for a safe spot, the 2007 bronze medalist eventually snatches his Jin boomerang paraglider airborne from a rock-strewn slope. At 49 years old, Japan's Kaoru Ogisawa is the oldest competitor. He prepares his mobile and GPS on a hill above Austria's Zell am See and waits for good starting conditions to take off.
Not stop, not sit down.
Cockanier launches early. He is too impatient to wait for good conditions.
You can run about 30 kilometers, and if you wait 1 hour, you can fly that kilometers in I don't know, maybe 15 minutes or something like that. He mistake, because don't wait.
Cockanier goes down within minutes. Along with 650,000 others, race organizer Steve Cox is watching the athletes' every move on redbullxalps.com.
We've had 3 events till now. This is going to be the 4th event. I'm responsible for the teams competing in the X Alps and also for the rules and regulations. Red Bull X Alps has live tracking. The live tracking is done by a flight instrument. Every athlete carries one of these with him. This logs the track, and the track will then be transferred then to Red Bull mobile, and from here it'll be then sent to servers. And these servers are distributed all around the world, so anyone entering into the internet can access the tracks and can visualize them and look into the tracks in different kinds of ways. He can look at it 2-dimensional and he can look at it 3-dimensional, and it's live tracking. That means you actually get a complete update of his track within a few minutes, so you know exactly where he is and what he's doing, whether he's flying or walking.
Cockanier's mistake has cost him the lead, and Maurer breaks from the pack.
Großglockner haben wir am zweiten Tag passiert.
We passed Großglockner on the second day, and Thomas Cockanier ran a lot already from the start on. While I tried to get some short flights, and on the second day, Cockanier was first on Glockner and caught an early mountain breeze for a short flight. Later, I could get better conditions and could overtake him in the air. Each athlete has one supporter. It's not a glamorous job.
And off we go, just like that.
The athletes have all the fun, but also all the pain.
More hiking, more hiking. We just need to fly now. Get up in mental.
Oh, today I took the wrong decision and I didn't fly. And I'm walking from 4 a.m. continuously. I'm very tired.
Pascal cuts a lonely figure as he strikes up the Großglockner. Suffering from a leg injury, he will quit the race soon. As some athletes keep their aching feet on the ground. Maurer soars through the air, landing only minutes before sunset, as according to the rules, the athletes are not allowed to fly after official sunset and before dawn. The 3-times World Cup champion is supported by Thomas Turila, mountain guide and student of psychology. Together, they make an impressive team. 36 hours in, and the blisters are breaking out. Day 3 is to be a decisive day. Race favourite Hofer is hunting down Mara as they near the Marmolada. Turn point number 4. Before the race, Hofer said his competitors would find it hard to beat him, and his prophecy is turning out to be true. Reminek and Ogisawa concentrate hard, climbing in the light morning thermal updrafts. They need to gain as much altitude as possible as they push into the Dolomites. All have the same goal.
I want Marmolada.
Italy's Andy Fruccia is keen to get across the border to his home country. East of the Dolomites, winds start increasing from the southwest. The headwind makes finding a takeoff and flying a much more difficult prospect. Paragliders have a top speed of just 60 kilometers per hour, and headwinds crush their performance. Others can only watch as race leader Mara slips away to make a 125-kilometer flight. Italy's Andy Fruccia tries to reach his home country. The Marmolada. Mountains don't get more impressive, and race leader Christian Mara is dwarfed by the huge limestone cliffs and towers that surround him.
Am dritten Tag nachher in den Dolomiten
On the third day at the Dolomites, the most important thing was to pass Marmolada, which is a relatively high mountain with more than 3,000 meters. We needed to pass onto the south side. Thanks to the weather conditions, I could pass flying. Passing the Marmolada first gave me a good advantage, because the followers who came later couldn't pass flying-wise and needed to run around the mountain, and that was for sure a very important moment during the race. Mara touches down west of Bolzano. He hikes, launches and lands again just before sunset. Tattooed and determined, Müller pushes through the night. Live tracking shows the athletes' routes. After the Marmolada, an important tactical decision must be made. Keep south or head north. Mara's track is shown in dark green. I knew about the two possibilities of north or south route. You have to decide thinking about the weather conditions. For us, it looked that it's better to take the south route. Further on this route is shorter. That's why we've decided after Marmolada and before Bolzano to go south. On day 4, the official rule book comes into play. It states that 72 hours after the race start, the last team in the ranking will be eliminated. After that, every 48 hours, the team ranked last will be cut from the race.
We've had the first, well, we call it elimination, according to the rules of the Slovenian team dropping out today. He had an injury yesterday, that's why he was so far back.
There was downwind on the takeoff, and without much luck I landed here, so this is pretty much the end of the race.
Well, I expect from now we're in the 4th day, and if I look at the ranking in the first 10, those are the pilots which we all expected them to be in the top 10. I do believe in the next few days there won't be very many changes, because we've had a lot of walking and we've had also flying, so it's more or less filtered everything, the whole field, and we have a very strong top 10, and I believe these top 10 will be able to hold their positions more or less in the next few days flying towards Switzerland. Well, if we look at Christian Maurer, he's doing really well. I mean, if I was more or less to analyze his flights, I would say he's not only been flying really well, he's also had a bit of luck. The past 2 days, literally flying just before sunset, that's just perfect. He's done a lot of kilometers flying compared to the other pilots. Well, as you can see in the track, in the race, that he has quite a distance between himself and the second place, but this is going to change in the future.
And Swiss athlete Alex Hofer is no quitter. He launches his bid for the Marmolada from a really technical takeoff. Winds are strengthening from the southwest, and he has to work hard in the sheltered lee-side slopes to gain altitude. The clock is ticking. He's the 2 times winner of this adventure race and knows his job quite well. Martin Müller is close behind. Müller pushes into the low cloud, enveloping the summit. At times the wind is so strong he's blown backwards over the ground at 20 kilometers an hour. Eichholzer is flying the same paraglider design as Maurer. He sets out on a long glide to try to catch his teammate. New streamlined harnesses improve glide and speed. To the west, Maurer is grounded. Reminek and Takac fly together. It's incredibly turbulent in the wind. Cockanier is well in the top 10 and is perhaps the fittest of all the athletes. But as Maurer slips away, so does Cockanier's dream of winning. Red Bull X-Alps rookie Maurer seems unbeatable. Generally speaking, I feel good. I could fly much more than hike. I was having some blisters since the beginning, but I'm really fit. I made some height on foot, but I could compensate it with sleeping. So I'm feeling really good. The only German, Michael Gebert, flies into the Dolomites. At first the air seems smooth, but later as he gains height, it's so dangerously turbulent he chooses to land with Paul Takac. Maurer continues west along Italy's Veltine Valley towards the Matterhorn. He's in a good mood. Others are astonished by his race tactics.
Christian Maurer is setting an incredible pace. I mean, he's pulling moves that are, you can comprehend what he did, but to invent those moves, that's where the genius is. I mean, I would definitely refer to him as a flying genius.
Most paragliding pilots wouldn't think of flying in these conditions. Bush is tangling the paraglider's lines at a spine-back ridge with dangerous lee-side turbulence right behind. But Maurer is a champion pilot, not just in racing, but also aerobatics. He launches with poor visibility and tries to escape the cloud. On the ground, Cockanier is having a short break. Maybe too short.
Thomas has some problem with his blood,
he must eat more and drink more, but he never has time for this, and every time he wants to go and no time for eating or drinking, but maybe he will have problem with this.
Coconier's blood sugar levels are critically low. This is what the race doctor has diagnosed. Christian Mara's green track extends away from his competitors. He's now developed a huge lead over second place Alex Hofer, who is to his north, breaking into Switzerland. After Alex Hofer passed Marmelada, he caught a wind which affected him to decide to take the northerly route, because there would be more flying for him than in the south route. Further, I think it's easier to try to catch up on a different route than on the same route if the weather is a factor. It seems that Coconnier is disobeying the doctor's orders to eat and sleep more.
That's after a long night and a long day. Just found him from his coordinates, and here he is waiting for me. Maybe I took too long.
Day 5 is about to start, but the wind refuses to ease, and there's no way to fly in conditions like this. Learning the route is a way to tide over. Honza Remenek's knees are so painful, he's forced to walk backwards.
And I'm getting younger too.
Having escaped the Dolomites, Hofer flies north towards the Swiss border. He closes his gap with Maurer to just 80 kilometers. The race doctor is kept very busy.
Sorry? That's okay. Even if you have to cut it out, I'd be happy.
Every single athlete has just one place in mind, Monaco. 27 out of 30 adventurers are still in the race, giving their best, trying to waste as little time as possible with sleeping or eating.
Where are we going? 1, 2, 3. To Marmelada!
Lloyd Pennycube finds a new way to glide down the mountain.
Tommy sleep about 8 hours, and after the rest, and he eat a lot and drink, it's okay, and can go on.
After hiking 1,500 meters up a densely wooded slope, Maurer launches at 6 o'clock. He's rewarded with a sight of Lake Como slipping beneath his feet. It's a well-earned view. South African Pierre Carter is the second pilot to be eliminated.
I had a little bit of an accident, and I hit the mountainside quite hard while flying, so it was an incident, not really a big accident. And I cut really deep into my toe there, right through to the bone, almost severing the tendon. The doctor said I was really lucky. And here we sit today with waiting for Steve's call. Yeah. Hi, Steve. How are you?
And top French athlete Vincent Sprungli is also forced to quit the race.
Today I was on the takeoff, and I tried to take off without problem, but my stab just after the takeoff take a tree, and I fall down 10 meters high, and I'm back. Now it's over for me.
Honza Remenek is completely lost. The athletes must find their own way to Monaco, and even with the best maps and GPS systems, navigating these mountains isn't always easy.
No trail here. So the knees, I've been getting this wet, like this. And it keeps the knees, keeps them cold.
Helmut Eichholzer has also taken a wrong turn. I chose the wrong mountain. Would have been better to stay at the street and walk. It was not very smart hiking up here. A huge detour. Far and hot. Shit. After their frights in the Dolomites, Takac and Gebert have become firm friends.
Yeah, we made a mistake at the start. Didn't walk high enough probably, and the valley wind picked up quite fast and strong, and we probably missed quite some distance, like 40-50 kilometers flying with this trailer. Not this, but probably.
Yeah.
The northerly route was my choice because I thought that the conditions for flying are maybe better and you're more in the high mountains, especially if it goes towards Switzerland. It has quite good speedways where you can make some distance if the conditions are good, and I think for tomorrow it looks really good and we should be at a good place.
Schaut richtig gut aus, da sollten wir auf jeden Fall am guten Platz stehen.
The only distraction from the race is food, necessary to regain energy. Obviously, flip-flops are sometimes the sole response to maltreated feet.
Ja, es ist im Moment ist es ein bisschen.
At the moment it's a bit troublesome because, you know, everything you have to walk is exhausting and you feel it in your feet and your joints and you become tired, and if you can't handle that, it's not getting any better. But to fly now is brilliant.
Aber jetzt, wenn man mich fliegen kann, sagt es natürlich schon.
Hofer is looking good on his northerly route. He's entering the Wallace Valley, a thermal highway that should see him blast west to the Matterhorn in much quicker time than Maurer. As dusk falls over the village of Ponte Grande, Maurer comes into sight. He's now just 35 kilometers from the Matterhorn, but in his way stands bad weather and a foreboding snow-capped ridgeline. Maurer pulls turns and jabs at his controls to disrupt the airflow over his wing. This allows him to descend quicker out of the rain, right into a parking lot in town. After landing, he immediately pushes on. There's no let up for the others either. This is the Alps in summer, 4 seasons in one day. Takac and Gebert continue to work as a team, silently but efficiently.
Para coger la altura.
Day 7 and several athletes, including Ramon Moriles, are tracking the impenetrable vineyards around Bolzano. Knowing the surroundings is certainly some kind of advantage. Just like Christian Mara, who is again aiming higher, much, much higher. We checked the weather forecast and saw that there is a lot of wind, nearly not possible to fly, and so we decided to go over the glacier because this route is much shorter and much more beautiful. The mountains are awesome, and we really enjoyed it. For us, this was more a mountain tour than a race. And these are the reasons why we went for this route. Alex Hofer hikes above Andermatt, determined to catch Mara. The gap between me and Christian is quite big. It's possible to catch him in one day, but only if Christian makes a mistake. Will Mara's audacious attempt work? His supporter, Thomas Torilla, is an experienced mountain guide. He picks their way through the dangerous glacial terrain over 3,500 meters above sea level. The air is thin. They are dwarfed by the scale of their surroundings. Alex Hofer prepares to fly in the Wallis Valley. He should be able to surf these southerly facing slopes all the way to the Matterhorn. His positioning is perfect. However, on the flat snowfields near the Matterhorn, there's no end to Mara's cunning. The team uses their climbing rope to winch Mara airborne into Switzerland. The turn point is in the bag. Mara's next destination is France. Torilla, meanwhile, has a much longer descent, all the way back down to his van in Italy. I'm down in the valley again. I feel quite good. Thomas, my supporter, is still on top of the mountain. For him, it's a longer way to come here, but when the night comes, my bed will be here, and I'll sleep comfortably. Further down in the top 10, competition is fierce. Finland's Joni Mäkinen is an excellent hiker and pilot, and during the 8th day, he secures 7th position. Michael Gerbert's aching feet force him to rest, while one of his colleagues flies above him. Alex Hofer becomes the second athlete to reach the Matterhorn. Hofer flies in from the north past Zermatt. He spearheads a new route that nearly all the athletes behind him will follow. I had an impressive flight to the Matterhorn today. There are several rocks and 4,000 meters high mountains around. Really an impressive flight.
I think next to paragliding and walking in the Red Bull X Alps, there are 3 things very important. The motivation, and therefore we have our goals. The stress, to handle the stressy situations, therefore we have checklists. And the third important thing is to handle the fatigue. We made 6 parts of the route from Salzburg to Monaco. So we have smaller goals that we have during the race, many points where we can say, yes, we did it, and now we focus on the next thing. From psychology research, we know exactly that recovery isn't linear. So we try to make short breaks, but many.
Yet more drama in the Coconilla camp. Frustrated and exhausted, his supporter quits, to be replaced by new man Daniel Pisica.
Tom is my best friend, and actually it's an honor for me, because I know how much means this competition for him, you know? This competition is his life. And I'm very glad because I'm here to help in this action. I hope he'll do the best.
As night falls, 8 exhausting days of physical hardship is making it even harder for some to progress and keep on. But not everyone's tucked up in bed. Hansa Reimanek is battling it out for 3rd place with Aidan Toes and Helmut Eichholzer. Before dawn, he hikes high into the hills above Fiche, Switzerland. The Californian finished 9th in the 2007 edition and aims for a better overall position this year.
In a few minutes, we're waiting for sunrise. I'm gonna start getting the glider ready. In 11 minutes is official sunrise time. We can even check that in here. Make sure it didn't change since yesterday. Sun and moon. 6:14 a.m. sunrise at the current location. All right, so that gives us 11 minutes to get everything ready to fly. And it looks good.
We're into the 9th day now of the Red Bull X Alps, and we have 2 pilots pulling away. That is Christian Maurer and Alex Hoffer. Christian is already past Chamonix, and it'll be interesting to see whether he gets a good flight in towards Monaco.
Riding buoyant thermals, Maurer passes Mont Blanc, Western Europe's highest summit, and the 6th turn point of the race are now behind him. The 26-year-old has now 579 kilometers total distance between him and the start in Salzburg 9 days ago. Next stop, Mont Grand.
Yeah, Martin Müller was very unlucky. He, as you know, he was one of our favorites in this race. He in the last competition he was one of the fastest, so we were actually thinking that this time he has a good chance of winning the Red Bull X Alps 2009. He called me up telling me that there's no point for him to carry on. He can't walk anymore, so he had to give up the race. It's quite sad.
It is my first injury in 20 years of paragliding. In 2 years we'll see. Why not? It's an incredible race.
Thomas Coconeo had a bad day yesterday, that's for sure. He's one of our favorites. We really love the way he moves during day and night, the way he gives us so much adventure and so much excitement in the race. He unluckily entered into the TMA of Locarno. This is a violation of the rules, and there's no way around it. And I'm sorry for Thomas that he's disqualified from the race.
TMA is a restricted airspace which the athletes are not allowed to enter.
We'll be ready, I told you. After 2 years, very strong.
Into the 9th day of the Red Bull X Alps, I must say, a newcomer is really showing us how how efficient and how quickly he can maneuver through the terrain, flying and walking in such a way that that the race is, for him, for us, or even for watching the race, that it's really, really fast.
Helmut Eichholzer has also flown into restricted airspace, and he too is disqualified.
Für mich ist natürlich jetzt ziemlich weit zusammengebrochen und
My world just caved in, but hey, life goes on.
das Leben geht weiter. Gibt Schlimmeres.
Fifth placed, a newcomer, Evgeny Gryaznov, has better luck. He sets out to pioneer a new route right over the high mountains east of the Matterhorn.
So, machen wir mal richtig sauber hier doch. Auf die Blase.
It's another day of strong winds in Switzerland. The defending champion's feet are blistered and his ego is bruised. Time is running out, but Hofer is a man of character. He's not going to give up the chase. He's 120 kilometers behind the leader when he launches above Verbier to try and fly into France.
Is this already painful?
No. Oh! Oh! So painful in the...
Athletes rest whenever and wherever they can. Their bodies are crying out loud for a break. It's a more civilized life for Maurer. He touches down west of Briançon after traveling over 150 kilometers through the French Alps. Meanwhile, grounded by strong winds, Hofer is forced to cross the French border by foot. The slopes here are quite good and you can fly very early when it clears up, but it depends on the weather, so let's see. Day 10. With Helmut Eichholzer disqualified, the race for third place is now between Englishman Aidan Toes and American Honza Reimanek. Both are Red Bull X-Alps experienced and both are fully motivated.
It was a good day today. Got to fly, I think, close to 50K, avoided the airspace. The last 3 days have been really good. You know, my walking is still, my tendon still hurts a lot right here. So what I say is if you walk like a turtle, you must fly like a bird.
But Reimanek walks constantly to a good takeoff place. Meanwhile, Toes has no luck with his choice. Under these conditions, he's not able to start.
Inhale.
I hate this. I hate the X-Alps.
The American is better off. Finally, he flies like a bird and leaves the Englishman Toes behind, who he calls the Terminator because he never stops, not even for food.
Chicken tonight, cooked by Charlie. It's lovely. Potatoes, courgettes, chicken, rice, in a sort of curry sauce. Perfect. Just what I need, actually.
As the sun heats up the southern French Alps, Maurer refuels too. If he gets it right, this could be his last takeoff before his final flight from Mont Grand. Right now, we're at Col de Var at around 2,500 meters above sea level. The weather is perfect, and there are around 112 kilometers missing to Mont Grand and Monaco. The weather is really good, so I will start now and try to get down there. While the Swiss has long left Switzerland behind, his English co-competitor is about to reach turn point 5, the Matterhorn. The turn points have to be passed, flying or walking, on a predefined radius or section.
We have the Matterhorn.
Voila! The Swiss chocolate box.
Ah, it's beautiful. Well done, mate.
The record, lad.
Ah.
Let's just get it done for
Good
you.
luck.
54, we've done it.
Hey, yes.
We're in.
We're in. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
There's no rousing Ogisawa. The Russian's bold move over the high passes is paying off. He moves into 5th position. The clouds are still very low, but I think it'll clear up soon, and I hope the conditions will be good to make it a long flight today. Hofer launches over Chamonix to try and catch Maurer, but his Swiss rival is more than a day ahead of him. And flying as brilliantly as ever. For the first time in Red Bull X-Alps history, Maurer flies all the way from the southern French Alps right over to the Mediterranean. He climbs Mont Grand, but with failing light, it's too late to fly down to Monaco. The next morning, Maurer launches to make his victory flight down to Monaco. He's completed the course in record time. It's time for the Swiss guy's triumphant last seconds in the air. Having the Principality just below his feet and all competitors a safe distance away, he obviously seizes the last of his 818 kilometers across the Alps.
Und jetzt noch der letzte Flug.
And this last flight without time pressure, landing right into the water, this was a great experience. Rules state that the race closes 2 days after the winner splashes down. So Hofer and the others have just 48 hours to make it to Monaco. At last, the winds ease enough for Hofer, being able to push south. And the twofold champion is exhausted but ecstatic to make Mont Grand. Hofer wastes no time in launching. It was the first time to think for me to not end the event in Monaco. If my flight today towards Mont Grand wouldn't have worked, I would have had to drive by car to Monaco. I wouldn't have liked that. In 2009, Maurer raised the stakes, beating Alex Hofer to Mont Grand by a clear advantage, and Reimenik finally clinches 3rd place over Toes. Across the length of the Alps by foot and paraglider alone, this is surely one of the toughest adventure races in the world.
It'll be something, something I'll remember for the rest of my life. And this experience has just been, it's been a blast. There's nothing like it, absolutely nothing like it.